Next question. Can you instill the will to kill and the will to die in soldiers without a corollary nihilism?
Yes.
And we get a direct answer from Tim.
Mm-hmm. Move. Next question. we kind of already talked about it when we said, in the contrast of things, like your life, I think, is a personification of how to do that. If you can't have beauty unless you know what ugly looks like.
True.
You can't have hot if you don't know what cold feels like. You can't have evil without good. And I don't think that you can teach people how to. So if we're just teaching everybody how to be like murderer, killers, soldiers that can we're not making robots. We're showing them how to do something. And the reason that they can do it and not be complete psychopathic murderers, occasionally one slips through. I'm not saying that, but not very often. It's because the humanity of us, like what is the thing that's stopping us from killing, Echo Charlie here?
Because I'm highly trained.
You are. Yeah. It's our humanity, and that's, and my appreciation, my beautiful wife and my kids, and loving Austin, Texas and barbecue and motorcycles, like that's normal to me. So when I have to go and deploy and see disgusting things and, make mistakes like throwing grenades into a room with women and then having to live with that the rest of my life, the reason that I'm still sane is because I know what right is, because of ethics and morality and humanity. So yeah, that's how and you can do it. It's because intelligent guys that end up in units like the ones you were in can understand what the difference is.
Yes. And I think that this is something that is, again, referring back to the culture of America that a lot of people starts to slip away. But you got to remember those 2,000 men that lined up in rural California. Sure, there was a little handful of them that were like, oh, cool, I'm going to go kill some people. But there was a lot of people that saying, hey, I'm going to go out and protect freedom. And so I think it's not only something that you instill and you work on through the training and like through the training that we just talked about of stabbing or shooting man-shaped targets, or even better when you're using simunition. I mean, you're shooting at other people. Mm-hmm. It instills in you that you can do that. But I think the values, the American values that we're taught as people growing up in this country they do respect life. They do respect freedom and the right for the pursuit of happiness. The things that you just talked about. Yeah. Barbecues, motorcycles, wife, kids, those are things that we respect. And I'm sure you've been in the situation, I know I've been in it many, many times, of where you're taking the man from the house. Either you killed him or you're taking him away.
Yeah.
And
he's not going back.
He's not going back. That's one of those things where, as a person, you're looking at the wife and kids, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, well, you married the wrong guy, but you do feel bad for him.
Absolutely.
I mean, hey, sorry, you're
some of the most beautiful kids on the planet.
Your dad's not coming back.
No.
Your dad did the wrong thing.
But that dad would also hide behind those kids wearing a bomb.
Absolutely.
If not strap a bomb to him himself.
Absolutely.
It's not the same type of human that
it's not.
We are.
It's not. It's absolutely not. And that was one of the most that was absolutely one of the most disturbing things that my guys would have to deal with was insurgents using kids as shields. And thank God I had some really good snipers that were able to kill guys that were literally using kids as human shields.
Yeah. We had a guy walking towards us wearing a bomb vest, and we were using thermal imagers, and he had his kid in front of him, and he was trying to cover, because we had heat signature, he was trying to cover himself so he could get close enough. He's holding his kid out, like, take my kid. And the only reason was he was trying to cover the distance so he could hurt us with his bomb vest, which had glass and shrapnel and nails and stuff. Yeah. So he was going to use his body as a water impulse charge. So no, it's not naive that I'm saying they're not the same humans as us. They're not. They do not for me to say they're the same human, you have to have the same value for human life. When I watch Marines jump on top of Afghani and Iraqi kids trying to protect them from a bomb going off, not using the kid as a bomb, jumping on top of, they're not American kids. These are Marines or Navies or Army guys jumping on top of local kids, indigenous kids, to save them. Different understanding of what humanity is. Yeah. So we get it. Your question, great question. You can do it.
Yep. And you can definitely, and we have done it as a nation.
And we are doing it.
And we are continuing to do it.
I don't think we've had a stronger military ever. Guys coming out of 15 years of war, the experience, the training. While we have been shrinking for the past 5 years money-wise, it's given us, we've had to fight the war differently. And now I don't think I'm talking like Spartans, samurai, or even the World War II era America. Like that's the type of generation of warriors that it's small. It's like 0.5%. But they're there. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.